Welcome to Extreme Prophetic. My name is Patricia King, and I'm really glad you've joined us for today's program. It's on divine creativity, and we're going to feature Akiana. She's a child artist that went to heaven and got a download from God. It's an exciting program. Stay tuned for the entire show.
God introduced me Jesus in the vision, but his face was bright white, but I couldn't really see his face. But each time I went and talked to him, it would become clearer and clearer and clearer. Even to this day, it's not that clear enough. But when I see each vision, it's being clearer and clearer. But I could see the proportions and the silhouette of him. But I'm so excited to see his face.
On God Talk today, we're going to introduce you to a young girl named Akiana. At the time of this interview, she had just turned 11 years of age. You're going to be absolutely astounded when you see the work that she's done. When she was 4 years old, she was taken up into heaven. She had a visitation of the Lord, and she was given a gift, a creative gift of art. She had never taken a lesson. She didn't know how to do it, but she began to paint and draw what she saw. And she is known today as a genius. She's an absolute genius, and she's recorded as such. In fact, she's one of the top 20 artists in the world in regards to the different auctions that they have. They put her on the top 20 list. It's just amazing. So we went over to her home, met her family. Before she had this visitation, she was in a family that was full of atheists. Her mother was an atheist. All the family were atheists. They'd grown up in Lithuania and had not believed in God. But after this experience and her life that shone so brightly for Jesus, through that life, her family became Christians.
My family was an atheist family. My mom or none of my family taught me anything about God. I didn't even know anything about God.
For atheists, they have to have the proofs. Where is the proof? And I would ask God, give me the proof of this and give me a proof of that. But it was many of these events, almost miraculous events, that accumulated that I at one point knew it couldn't be a coincidence, that it had to be God, it had to be the personal God, because if I would ask him, he would answer back. That's why I knew God existed, because we would pray. I would see Akiana would pray for a model. He would send the model the next day. She would ask for something, he would deliver. She said, you do the same thing. So when I would do the same thing, he would immediately respond. So I thought, if he is the personality, then we are communicating. This is how I understood that the God was not just the energy, but he was a true personality, he was a true person.
Some visions just come automatically, even when I'm reading. Then if I'm reading, I just put down the book and I'm trying to visualize what is coming next in my vision. Then after that, when that comes, God told me to paint them or write them down in poems.
She started talking very intelligently and very articulately during the time of her vision or right after vision. And then it would just fade away and become again like a normal child. And from moment to moment, from day to day, from hour to hour, she seemed like a typical, an average child, her age. But then she would talk about God and about specific issues and problems, and all of a sudden her vocabulary would just broaden. And especially in the poetry, you can see some words that I most of the time I didn't even know what they meant.
The first vision I had when I was meeting God, and he told me everything when I grow up and what I would paint. And the most important thing that he told me was what I paint of Jesus.
She was 4 and she started telling about the visions. At first I thought that was just a bad dream. And I wanted to ignore what she was saying at the beginning. But she had never fantasized and never had played imaginary games like other children. I usually do. She liked everything practical, so I knew she was not just imagining things. She did possess a great imagination that I thought that she would create such stories. And slowly, little by little, it took me a while to start believing in God, and even more it took to develop faith.
I never had any artistically talent before.
As the drawings progressed in scope and in precision and details and realism, I became more and more fascinated, and I wanted to support her and help her with whatever she pursued. But we had never expected anything like this, what we see right now in this gallery, and never.
If I write poems, I write effortlessly. If I do paintings, I paint very in detail what exactly was my vision.
At the beginning, there were many people who regarded Akiana's paintings very negatively. Why, if this is God's will, if He is giving this talent, why is this happening to us? Why the paintings are stolen? Why people are negative? Why people say to burn the paintings? So we did not understand if this is God's will, why this is happening. But then Akiana explained, that those are the two very strong forces going. Some are evil, one is evil and one is God's army. And she would explain very thoroughly that at all times there's a war going on. And we just have to pray continuously, pray all the time, be always and never swerve from Jesus and from His path.
I saw even galaxies shaped like God's face. I saw stars shaped like God's face and Jesus' face. But all these galaxies and stars and universes combined all together, and that became a vision to me. God gave me those that He took piece by piece from the universe and galaxies and stars. He gave me in a vision, and I started painting them. But each time when I saw those galaxies, there's something more in it. Behind each star, there's a promise. Behind each universe, there's much more that I don't even know. But in the future, I'm going to go and see it for myself.